Coming up on Hands on Tech, let's take a look at syncing bookmarks between our Windows machine and our Apple devices. Stay tuned.
This is TWiT.
Hello and welcome to Hands on Tech. I am Mikah Sargent, and this is the show where I take your tech questions and do my diddly doggone best to answer them. Today's tech question comes in from Eric. Eric writes in with the following. For a long time, I've had a home Windows PC running a few always-on services on my home network. One task this PC did was run Apple iCloud for Windows to sync bookmarks from Google Chrome, which I use on my home Windows PC, work Windows laptop, and my personal Mac with Safari, which I use on my iPhone and iPad. I prefer Safari on mobile due to the native iOS integration. Recently, my home Windows PC failed and I've decided not to replace it. I've lost the sync between Chrome and Safari. I've temporarily installed Chrome on iOS, but I don't care for it and I want to move back to Safari. Without the home Windows PC, I have nowhere to run iCloud for Windows to sync Chrome with Safari, and I can't find a suitable replacement. I'd love to move this sync to my Synology NAS. Is there any Docker image or built-in Synology app to handle the sync? If not, what other options can you suggest short of continuing to use Chrome on iOS? Well, I've got some good news for you, Eric. You really don't need to spin up a Docker container or go and find some Synology package for this, because it turns out there's a very simple solution you can use. It is actually made by Apple. And when I came across this, I said, because I'm looking it up and someone says, use this tool. And I said, that's got to be made by a third party. I've never heard of this. No, this tool is made by Apple. Apple offers an iCloud Bookmarks extension for Chrome that does exactly what iCloud for Windows did for Bookmark Sync, but without having to use that full Windows installation. So what you do is you go to the Chrome store and you look for the iCloud Bookmarks extension, the one from Apple, and then you install it on your work Windows laptop, and of course any other Chrome instance that you want to keep in sync. From there, again, with your this is an extension made by Apple. From there, you sign in with your Apple account, and then what happens is the magic you're looking for. The extension will sync your Chrome bookmarks with your iCloud, with iCloud, and then it will sync with Safari on your iPhone, your iPad, and your Mac. So it's exactly what you want. It is blessed by the first party, and it doesn't require a Docker image or a network attached storage playing some role or middleman PC. It runs right inside Chrome on whatever machine you're already using, and then that way you get that same two-way sync that you had before. Bookmarks that you add or change in Chrome show up in Safari and vice versa. Now, there are a couple things that you need to sort of pay attention to with this. You can ditch Chrome on iOS. You don't need to worry about that. Once the extension is running on your Windows machines, Safari on your iPhone and iPad will stay in sync through iCloud. So you don't need to have Chrome on iOS to make this happen. It works per machine. So you will want to install the extension on each Chrome instance that you use. So, if you've got a work machine and then maybe you have two different work machines that you use, or you end up getting a personal machine, you will need to make sure that this extension is installed on each of those devices so that the Windows laptop and any other Chrome browsers are included in the sync. And keep in mind that this is just bookmarks. The extension handles bookmarks. It does not sync open tabs. It does not sync history. It does not sync passwords between Chrome and Safari. If you need that level of syncing across the platforms, that is a separate conversation. But for bookmarks, this is all you need. Now, you did mention the Synology, the NAS idea, a Docker image. There's no reliable, from what I've been able to find, maintained Docker image or built-in Synology package that has a perfect sort of foolproof way of bridging Chrome and Safari bookmarks in the same way that this first-party extension does. iCloud's bookmark sync relies on Apple's API, and so third-party tools that are trying to sort of play into that, it doesn't work very well because it's a proprietary API, it's a private, system, and therefore, if Apple changes things up, then whatever solution the third party came to no longer works. So, given that it's Apple's own supported solution, of course, that browser extension is going to be the most reliable path forward. I do want to take a moment here to remind you all about the wonderful world of Club Twit at twit.tv/clubtwit. When you join the club, well, you will gain access to some pretty awesome benefits. First and foremost, you gain access to ad-free content on the network. Yes, that's right. All of our shows ad-free. You also gain access to some special feeds. We have a feed that has behind the scenes, before the show, after the show. We've got a feed that has our live coverage of tech news events. The upcoming WWDC, of course, we'll cover. We also have a feed that has our special Club Twitch shows like My Crafting Corner, Stacy's Book Club, and so much more good stuff. On top of that, you gain access to the members-only Discord server, a fun place to go to chat with your fellow Club Twit members and those of us here at Twit. If all of that sounds good to you, well, join the club, twit.tv/clubtwit. You can also use that QR code in the top corner there to make it happen as well. This episode of Hands on Tech is brought to you by Melissa, the trusted data quality expert since 1985. Hey, spring, it's the season for tidying up closets, garages, and, well, your customer data. Because in most organizations, data doesn't stay clean for long. Inputs constantly change, pipelines get fragile, technical teams end up spending more time fixing data problems than building new systems. That's the challenge Melissa set out to solve with Unison, their new data quality platform. Unison bridges the gap between automation and flexibility, giving data stewards the tools to manage and improve data quality, freeing technical teams to focus on core systems. For more than 40 years, Melissa has been the data quality partner, helping organizations keep business data clean, complete, and up to date. Here's some more of what Melissa can do for your business. Smart deduplication, where Melissa's matchup technology finds non-exact matches. Global address verification and autocomplete, which will validate and standardize addresses in real time across more than 240 countries. Plus Melissa's change of address tracking, which monitors and updates records of customer address changes, property transactions, hazard risks, and more. You also get data enrichment, which will append demographic data, property information, and geographic insights to turn basic contact records into actionable profiles. And mobile identity verification, which connects customers to their mobile numbers seamlessly and reduces fraud. Melissa integrates wherever you work. Melissa has apps for Salesforce, for Dynamics CRM, for Shopify, for Stripe, for Microsoft Office, for Google Docs, and more. Melissa's solutions and services are GDPR and CCPA compliant, FedRAMP and ISO 27001 certified, and meets SOC 2 and HIPAA high trust standards for information security management. Clean data leads to better marketing ROI, higher customer lifetime value, and AI that works as intended. Get started today with 1,000 records cleaned for free at melissa.com/twit. That's melissa.com/twit. Thank you so much, Melissa, for sponsoring this week's episode of Hands on Tech. Let's get back to the show. We were answering a question there from Eric, who was asking about syncing bookmarks between Chrome and Safari using some very complicated solutions. We came up with the solution that was much easier. There's a simple extension that Apple makes for this. You install the iCloud Bookmarks extension in Chrome on your Windows machines or anywhere that you have Chrome running. Sign in with your Apple account. You're back in business. You can uninstall Chrome from your iPhone and go back to Safari without missing a beat. Before we move on, or before we say goodbye, I wanted to remind everyone about some basic troubleshooting that is always worth doing when it comes to your devices. And it's one of those situations where recently I have been asked, for help on this problem or that problem, and it ended up being a form of turn it off and back on again, right? And it can be very annoying. I completely understand hearing someone say turn it off and back on again in whatever form that is. Usually it's a reboot, it's a restart, it's a this, it's a that, but it does boil down to turn it off and back on again. And that means that you would get a little bit frustrated, right? That someone might not be taking you seriously because you are doing the because you're hearing the thing that everyone says that you're supposed to do. And maybe you've done it before and it didn't work that time. Bear in mind that when it comes to solving tech problems, it really can be a simple answer, but it can also be a very complicated answer that requires sort of input and output. We are scientists, right, who are running experiments where we need control. And by that, I don't mean control in the sort of well-known definition of having power over a thing. No, I mean we need a control. We need to figure out what variables we can sort of lock in place so that we can find the one that is messed up. So when you are going through the process of helping someone else with their tech and they are frustrated because you're telling them to restart, reboot, remember, of course, that for them, they may be feeling like you aren't taking the problem seriously, but it is your opportunity to sort of put on that badge that says, I'm a scientist in this moment, I'm solving the problem, and I have to run these experiments to figure out what it is. And I think that it's also helpful to share your thought process along the way. Hey, I do want you to turn it off and back on again, but here's why I think that's the right thing to do. Because I know when I'm speaking to you all, the person on the other side of this lens, you are a person who probably knows a little bit about tech at least, right? That's why you're tuning into this show. You have the capability of subscribing to a podcast. You have the capability of putting together your thoughts and sending in an email asking for help with something. So I trust your chops. You probably are giving other people tech support, right? And that's just something to bear in mind. You're a scientist. You're running experiments, but don't forget to share the thoughts behind your experiments with the people you're helping. Because not only will they feel more comfortable with understanding what's going on, but it also means that maybe next time they'll have that mindset and be able to fix the problem on their own. So just a few words. We used to do those sermons, as Leo and I called them, for Ask the Tech Guys. And there have been a few times where I've thought about bringing that back. So we'll have to see if that ends up being a future inclusion in Hands on Tech. We shall see. In any case, thank you all for writing in, for tuning in. And if you haven't written in, well, then now's your time. HOT@twit.tv is how you get in touch with me. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you next time for another episode of Hands on Tech. Bye-bye.